Hello everyone and welcome back to Easy Natural English with Liam, where I talk to you in English that is natural but a bit easier than movies and TV shows, so you can get used to English in a natural way. And while I am speaking, I don't use a script. I don't write anything down before I speak, which means that sometimes I might stop and go, what should I say? But it means that you get to listen to some more natural sounding English. Because if I just read something to you, it doesn't quite sound the same as when we are just having a conversation. So this is why I talk to you like this, so you can get used to real English. And today I want to talk to you about slang. So first, I want to talk about what slang really is, because I feel like a lot of my students don't quite understand what slang is sometimes. And then I want to talk about, do you need to learn it or not? So when I say that some of my students misunderstand what slang is, it's because I've had a few occasions, it's happened a few times, where a student might talk to me about a TV show, like for example, Friends, the American TV show. It's very popular with people studying English. And they say to me, it was difficult to understand because there was too much slang. And I've seen Friends many times. It's very popular, so it's on TV often. I've seen many episodes. I know the way they speak quite well. And there isn't actually much slang. Because slang, if you look in the sort of dictionary definition of slang, slang is a casual way of speaking, but the important part that I want to point out, in the dictionary, it will say something like slang is a casual way of speaking, a more spoken way, not written, but it will say usually used by just one group of people or one area. So slang is usually more regional, or regional means, just in one area. So for example, the slang, like the words that people are using in London, might be different from the words people are using even in a different English city like Cambridge or Liverpool. So that is slang. And it can also be different depending on age. So there could be some words that only teenagers use, and then that will also be considered slang. But I think what many students get confused with is the difference between slang and then just casual, conversational or spoken English. So, of course, there is a difference between the kind of English we write in a business email and the kind of English that we speak, with our friends or family or people we're more friendly with. But it's not... You see, that casual English is not the same thing as slang, because slang is more like something that is just used by one group of people in a certain area, or even in a certain job, or in a certain age group. So, do you need to learn slang? Then I would say probably not, and unless you think you are definitely going to be living, for example, in London, and then maybe it might be useful for you to learn the slang people use in London. Or if you're going to be living in Los Angeles, maybe it's good to learn some of the slang people use in Los Angeles. But if you try to learn all the slang, you see, it would be very difficult, because even native speakers do not understand slang from a different area, or from a different age group, or from a different, kind of profession or certain group of people. For example, people who like dancing and they go to dance groups, they might have some words that they use that, sort of other group of people don't use. So slang is not something that you really need to focus on. But casual English is something you definitely should focus on. So like I said, it's different from slang. Casual English would just be the English that we use in conversation when, it's, well, just basically in conversation. So not in written English. And that is very important. And that's something you can learn, from my YouTube channel, from my podcast. I try to speak to you in a more casual manner. I make it a bit easier, but I try to speak to you in the way that I usually speak with my friends and family. And then movies, TV shows, radio shows, anywhere where you're listening to English that is aimed at native speakers is going to be like this more casual, conversational English. And I know when you listen to it, it's going to be very difficult because it's going to be very fast and it's going to be very different from what you have learned in a textbook. So textbooks often teach more like the sort of written, kind of perfect English, very universal kind of English. But of course, people don't speak that way. If you look at a textbook of your own language, of your mother tongue, you'll see that it's not the way that you speak. So if you take a look at a textbook, next time you go into a bookshop, find a textbook in your native language, have a look, and you'll probably see a lot of sentences that look kind of unnatural to you. They look a bit too stiff, a bit too formal, a bit too robotic. And they don't really look like the way people actually speak. So that is what I would call more like casual conversational English. Sometimes it's called colloquial English, but it's different from slang. So as I said earlier, if you do want to learn some slang, then I would look at slang that is used more by large groups of people. So sometimes we have, like these days, we have things that we consider to be internet slang. And that means, they're only used on the internet. They're not used usually even they might be, but usually not even used in conversation. They're kind of just something that we write when we're using the internet. You probably have a similar thing in your language. But if you learn something like internet slang, then most people will understand these because the internet is global, it is universal. So if you're using websites in English like Reddit, or if you're going on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, looking at the comments, you'll start to sort of pick up these words that people are using. But those words could be useful. If you enjoy surfing the internet in English, those words could be useful because many people use them. But if it's, like slang from New York used by young people, and maybe you're not young, and maybe you're not going to live in New York, then you definitely don't need to learn that. Because even like I probably wouldn't understand, slang that's specific to New York. So you'll even see on YouTube sometimes, Vanity Fair, they have made lots of YouTube videos about this where they have kind of two actors or two celebrities, and one might be, from Texas, and the other one might be from some other part of America, or maybe from like Ireland, or maybe from Scotland or something. And they're both kind of comparing their slang with each other. And you'll see that they usually don't understand each other's slang because, as I've tried to point out in this video, slang is just used by like a smaller group of people. But yes, casual English, very, very important. So when you watch a movie, if you feel that it's like fast and it sounds different from your textbook, don't think, oh, this must be slang, because it's probably not. It could be. So if you really think it might be, then you can check on the internet. If there's a movie and you think, is this like normal English or is this kind of like a slang? You can check, you can always search on the internet like this movie, is this strange English or something? And if no results come up on the Google search, it means it's probably just normal English, but you're not quite used to like fast casual English yet. But don't worry, just keep watching it and you will get better at it. So don't panic. It will be different from your textbook, but that doesn't mean that it is slang. It's probably, just kind of more real English which we need to learn eventually. So keep listening to my channel. Keep listening to other YouTubers or podcasters who try to help you in more natural English. Try to watch TV shows. Try to watch animated movies and listen to the radio. You know, try and find things that are a bit easier for you to begin with if it seems very difficult, like, for example, children's movies, Disney, Pixar, these kind of animated things. Or you can watch things that you've seen already in your own language. Now watch them in English, so it'll get a bit easier to get used to. Keep going and yeah, you will get better. So if you do want to see more of my stuff, then don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or follow the podcast. Like and comment. Everybody share with your friends, and I will see you all back here next time.